Hey, Bronco PE. It's Coach Petrosants here, and I'm going to go into my next unit, football. Are you ready for some football? Hey guys, now that you know the basics of football from that last video, what you're going to see now is a football play that Clovis North High School runs. And what I want to do is just give you a perspective from a coach's angle of how we try to coordinate all our players on the field. And there's always that stigma that football players are big dumb guys, all right? Well, I'm going to show you a little bit that, hey, we're not, So guys, what you see here is a standard formation that Clovis North High School runs. And what I mean by formation is we've got two receivers, and each receiver has a specific letter so that we can identify them on the field. So this farthest receiver for us, we call him the X. The receiver inside this area is the H. Receiver to the right is the Y and the Z. Now, same thing that we have for our offense. We have specific letters for each player. We have the same thing for defense. Our outside C's are our corners. Our safety is in the middle of the field. We have our second safety rolled down over the number 2. And then we have 3 linebackers, the Sam, the Mike, and the Will. And then we have our defensive line, our defensive end, our defensive tackle, our nose tackle, or nose guard, and our opposite defensive end. Okay, guys, so now that you know the offense and defensive players, I'm going to go into our play. Now, the play that I'm going to talk to you about today is 66. Now, what 66 is, this first number talks to our offensive line and our running back, and what they're doing is a gap down scheme. So our first number tells them a gap down scheme, and our second number tells us the direction. Since that second number is an even numbered plays go to the right, odd number plays go to the left. Now, in 66, what ends up happening is this tackle is going to ask himself, hey, is there anybody inside me to head up with that tackle? If there is, I want to block him down. This guy's going to ask that same question. Is there somebody inside him to head up with that next guy? In this instance, there's nobody there. So what he's going to do is he's going to make a call, and he's going to say deuce, which means this guy now is going to help his buddy, and they're going to double team them together, double teaming that guy to the second linebacker in the box. He's the first one, he's our second one. Now, our center is what we're going to do is block down as well. And now our guard is going to pull around, and he's going to pull for the first linebacker in the box. Our left tackle here is going to use a hinge technique, which means he's going to step down and make sure no one comes in through this area, and then he's going to step back and end up blocking this defensive end. Now, our F, which is our running back, is going to step up the field, and now he is running, and he's doing a fast 40 towards the sideline. Our quarterback is going to do a little shuffle step. He's going to end up being right behind the guard's alignment, and what he's doing is he's reading this defensive end. If this defensive end comes screaming inside, what he's going to do is hand the ball to that F, and that F is going to run around inside the edge. If that defensive end comes up the field, he's going to take the ball, and he's going to follow the guard right up the field. Now, on the perimeter, we're going to have our Y and our Z do a jab technique, which they come off the ball really slow and square up those guys, all right? And on the backside, we're going to have our 2 receivers do cutoffs. So they're going to try to cut this guy off and not allow him to get over the top. He's going to do the same thing. He's going to cut that guy off and make these defenders come underneath. That's what we want. So if that ball breaks up the field, these guys can't come and chase him down. So now that you know what 66 is, I'm going to add a little twist to it, and I'm going to add a little motion. So we're going to say jet 66. So what's going to happen is the H is going to do jet motion. He's going to move to about right where the tackle is. The quarterback's going to snap the ball, and now he's going to act like what the running back was. Quarterback's going to do the same job, reading that defensive end, and the F is going to be a lead blocker for him. Now, what I'm going to show you now is clips from our practice and from our game that show us trying to work our players in Jet 66. Okay, Bronco PE. So now I wanted to show you some video of us practicing Jet 66. Now, what you're going to end up seeing is this right tackle right here is going to come down onto that blue trash can. Now, that trash can represents a defensive lineman, all right? And so now in his spot, just like I talked to you about on the whiteboard, is there's someone in his gap, so he's going to come down on that. That right guard is going to ask himself, does he have somebody in his gap? He doesn't. So what he's going to do is going to make that deuce call, and these two are going to double team to that backer. The center is going to go off block and block the blue barrel to his left. The left guard is going to pull around and block the number one linebacker in the box. And then the left tackle is going to do a hinge technique and make sure that nobody comes through that gap. And if they do, he's going to block them. If not, he's going to come back on that blue trash can. Okay, so let's play the play. So as we do this, here comes the jet motion. And now that quarterback has to actually snap the ball when he gets to right around that trash can, that tackle area. As he gets the ball, you see that these two linemen are actually working their double team to that number two linebacker. What you also see is that linebacker steps up, and he's stepping up into that area of where that tackle has to hinge. So now he's responsible for that man as he comes into that gap. The double team will just stay on, and they would double team that defensive lineman or that barrel, all right, to the backside. And then here comes our puller. So our left guard is pulling around for the first linebacker in the box. He'll come around tight, hugging that double team. And now, here comes the quarterback. He would shuffle to right around where that right guard's butt is, and he's reading that defensive lineman, where that coach is actually representing that, Coach Sneed. As Coach Sneed comes up the field and inside, he's telling that quarterback that he has to give the ball to the back. He gives the ball to the back, and then he fakes like he has the ball, and he comes up the line of scrimmage. That is Jet 66. Okay, so now I wanted to show you a live look, just one play of us running Jet 66. So this is against Edison High School. This is a 26-yard gain. I'm gonna let it run one time through. You can see the jet, you see the read, you see the ball is actually given to Brendan Casto, who makes a wonderful play, ends up cutting back, against the grain here and getting, a good 26-yard pickup. But it all started really with the read from the quarterback, and I'm going to show it to you on the next angle. So remember, our quarterback, as he shuffles, is going to read that defensive end. As the jet motion begins and he shuffles, what the guy ends up doing is he squeezes to the football. So he's squeezed inside. So he gave the ball to Brendan Casto. Now, that defensive end makes a great play and reacts hard across and makes Brendan cut back. And now you see all the little pickup blocks end up happening, and Casto makes a great play. So that's an example, guys, of how we teach Jet 66. Okay, so I wanted to finish off this segment with this one last play that I just absolutely love. We ran this towards the back end of the year, and the play is called Y29. Now, what it's supposed to look like is that the quarterback's going to take the ball and he's going to do a hard rollout. And so what he's going to do, he's going to roll out hard to his right, And what it looks like is that we're going to throw the ball to either the Z or the H on a corner. We ran this play all year long. But what we end up doing with it when we do that play is that the backside guard and tackle do a hinge technique where they get off the ball and protect the backside of the quarterback as he rolls out. Well, now what we're trying to do is the screen off of it. So what we make it look like is that we're going to run one of our plays that we do all the time, but now the quarterback's going to stop, set his feet, throw back to the backside of the Y, right? The backside left tackle and left guard are going to look like they're hinging, but now they're going to put their foot in the ground and work back up the field for a screen. Work back up the field for a screen. Our backside receiver runs the post to clear everything out of there. So hopefully that corner runs with them. And so now what it ends up looking like is that these two guys end up blocking maybe one or two of these guys. But since the action is pushing hard to our right, everyone flows. So now once that quarterback throws that ball to our Y, he catches it and gets up the field on the backside. And I'm going to show you a clip of Devin McCoy scoring a touchdown on Y29. Okay, so here's Clovis North playing Buchanan High School. And here's the play of Y29. So that quarterback is taking the ball and he's flowing hard to his right. Now, just like I talked to you guys on the whiteboard, we've ran this route and threw the ball to the outside receiver or the second receiver, most of the year. But now here comes us doing a backside screen, planting it, and now throwing the ball to Devin. And we've got two of our best linemen out in front leading for a score. I'm going to show it to you entirely. There's the flow. There's the backside. Devin catching the ball, running up the field for a 25-yard touchdown. That's Y29, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Bronco PE, hey, I hope you enjoyed our football segment. Give you a little taste of what Bronco football players do here and running 66 and running Y29. And I hope it gave you a little appreciation of what these guys do. They're not just big dumb jocks, just running around trying to, hurt people. But, hey, football here is fun at Clovis North. I enjoyed coaching these guys, and hope it gave you a little insight of what we do here. And, maybe you guys out there want to come out and play, come on out. But thanks a lot.